Hey everyone, today we are making the knit agate scarf. It is a super simple 2-row repeat, like really 1 row because 1 row is just purl, but 2-row repeat made in super bulky yarn to make a super bulky comfy scarf. You can get the pattern in the description and we'll get started. But first, if you haven't seen my last couple of videos, there is a chance for you to win a $500 gift card to your favorite craft store. Whatever it may be, you get to pick and you get the $500. The only thing you have to do is subscribe to this channel. I'm looking to hit 200,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and as soon as I hit that number, one lucky subscriber is going to get that $500. And because I have merch now in my Etsy shop, I'm going to give you a $100 Etsy gift card. So I have patterns, merch, whatever it may be. You can spend $100 in my Etsy shop as well. So $600 of goodies, and all you have to do is subscribe. Now let's get back to the pattern. So like I said, we use some super bulky yarn, but you can substitute. I'm going to give you the multiple that makes the actual stitch repeat, so that if you want to make this in worsted, lace, whatever, it makes a really cool chevron with these raised kind of ribbing throughout. So it's a super simple pattern. I'm going to show you how to do the repeat in just a second. We used an 8mm needle for this. So if you adjust your yarn, be sure to adjust your needle size. So let's go do the pattern repeat now.
Okay, I've got my cast on stitches. I'm doing less than what the pattern calls for. So I wanted to show you that you can adjust the width of the scarf by doing multiples of 12 and then adding 2, which will be our end stitches, to whatever you want, so that if you want to make this in a lighter yarn, you can increase the width by doing multiples of 12 and adding 2, or you can just make it skinnier if you're still using the super bulky by reducing. So this is 24 plus 2, so 26 total stitches. So it will be 2 repeats and then those end stitches. So the end stitches will be a knit 1. So we're just going to knit 1 for the very first stitch. Then our repeat comes in. We're going to knit, or KFB, which is knit in the front and back loop of 1 stitch. So we're increasing. So to do that, we knit the front of the loop, leave the stitch on the hook, the needle, sorry. Then we're going to come behind and go in the back of the loop and do another knit stitch. So now we have 2 off of that 1. So we increased, pull that off. Then we're going to knit 3. So just normal knitting 3. Okay, our next stitch, we're going to decrease and remove that stitch we gained over here by knitting 2 together. So we're going to come left to right through the next 2 stitches. And usually, like when you have your cast on, if you make it a little too tight, it's a little difficult to get through those stitches. So make your cast on not too tight so you can get through that easily. You'll see I split the yarn a little bit there, so I'm going to stop and try that again. So kind of like you can pull on your stitches if you're feeling a little tight, and it'll kind of pull from the stitches around you so that you can get a little bit easier to get into those stitches. So you can see I can get through a lot easier this time. So knit 2 together. Got no split yarn that time, yay. Then we're going to do 1 more decrease because we're going to add another stitch over here. So this time we're going to knit 2 together through the back loop. This one's a lot easier because you're just going in through the front of both of those stitches, but in the back. So we're going right to left this time in the back and just knit that. And I feel like I've split something somewhere, so let me try that one more time. Usually your cast on row is your hardest, so just take time. Like I can feel it, there we go. I felt like something was stuck there, but that kind of made it come clean. Then we're gonna knit 3, knit 1, knit 2, knit 3. I hope by showing like these mistakes or these problems will help you to understand that you're not alone. We We all have difficulties. I'm not going to show you just the easy stuff. I'll show you what is difficult and how to kind of help with it. Then we're going to do a KFB again. So we're going to knit in the front, bring it around, and then knit in the back again. So that's the end of that first repeat. And those increases and decreases are what give you your chevron. So increases will make peaks, decreases will make valleys. So one more time, we're gonna KFB again. So we're doing increases back to back when we're doing the repeat. So KF, knit in the front, KB, knit in the back, created that extra stitch. Then we're gonna knit 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna knit 2 together. Again, you can kind of pull on those a little bit to get some slack from the neighboring stitches so you can get through them easier. This yarn has a tendency to split pretty easy, so I have to be very careful when I'm doing it. Other yarn is not as bad, so it really depends on what you're using. Then we're gonna knit 2 together through the back loop. So again, we're coming from right to left in the back, which is a lot easier than a knit 2 together. Getting that knitting off, and it just gives like kind of a different stitch look when it's all done. So you could do totally different kind of stitches to create those peaks and valleys, but those just give it a little bit of an offset. Then we're going to knit 3 again. And this is a pretty easy repeat to remember, especially when you're using the super bulky yarn and you don't have a lot of stitches in each row. So you can get that memorized pretty quick so you can Netflix and knit. Then this last stitch, we're going to KFB again, knit the front, knit in the back, and then 1 stitch left and just a knit stitch. So that is our pretty much only row that we need to memorize, because the second row is the second of the only 2 rows that we are repeating this entire time. And that row is nothing but purling. So you are going to get lots of purl practice, because all you do on row 2 and every even row is purl. So it's a nice, quick, easy stitch repeat to memorize. Doesn't take too much work. Now you know how to make it wider or skinnier. Let's go do some final thoughts.
So that was it. Super simple 2-row repeat to make this scarf. I would love to see what you guys are making. Please tag me. It's at Knit and Crochet Ever After. Throw it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I would love to see what you're making. I'm going to be giving away a lot of stuff, especially some merch. So be sure to follow me wherever you can so that you get first notice when that happens. But don't forget to subscribe so you can get that $500-$600 in gift cards. I am Deja with Knit and Crochet Ever After, and thank you for watching.